everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel, Tara Talks Books, where we talk everything bookish. So today I have some more book recommendations, but this one is going to be for the Grumpy Sunshine trope. The first book I have is Go Hex Yourself by Jessica Clare. This one is a witchy, like rom-com romance. So this one follows Reggie, and Reggie answers like a job posting for a card game that she thinks is like her favorite card game that she plays. Think of like kind of like Magic the Gathering. She plays a similar game to that, and so she thinks she's applying for like an assistant job in that company with that card game. However, she's actually applying to be a familiar for a witch and just doesn't know it. So she meets Drew, who is an older lady who is a witch. And so she just thinks the lady is eccentric. She has a nephew named Ben, and Ben is against Reggie being his aunt's familiar. So it sets him off on the wrong foot together because he doesn't want her there because she knows nothing about magic. She all thinks it's a ruse, but it is real. And so it goes from there. They obviously end up having to work together because something happens with Drew, his aunt. And so they end up, like I said, working together and then obviously falling in love. This one is definitely fun. There is a black cat in this one, which is pretty funny. There's also a scene with a crystal ball, which is quite fun to read. So this one is a bit of like hate to love and witchy romance. I really enjoyed it. It definitely is Grumpy Sunshine. Ben is grumpy and Reggie is sunshine. The next one I have is 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. This is another Grumpy Sunshine. It even has age gap in it as well. But this one is so much fun. So this one follows Abby. And Abby is in a long-term relationship. I think she's been with her boyfriend for like 4 years. They're about to go to like a Halloween work party, and Abby dresses up, and her boyfriend breaks up with her that night, saying she's just not serious enough for like him, and he can't take her to his work party like that, dressed like that. And so they break up, and of course she's upset. She spent 4 years of her life with this person thinking that they were going to get married, and he breaks up with her like it was nothing. So she wants revenge. She does little pranks at first to get back at him. One is like she puts glitter into his air conditioner in his car, and so when it turns on it sprays him. And then she also messes kind of like with his dry cleaning. She gives the wrong measurements because she was handling that for him and he didn't change it. So she's like, well, I get a phone call from your tailor, this is what you get. So she ends up going on like a dating site and signing up, obviously, in her sadness and wanting to get over him. And she ends up matching with the boss that he hates. And so that is actually where the love story comes in. So it's between Abby and Damien. And Abby's trying to get Damien to invite her to the Christmas party to kind of show her ex-boyfriend, like, hey, I can come to a work party and be serious. And obviously it goes from there. I do like the aspect that, like, at first Abby and Damien have this idea that it's not going to be a serious relationship, but then it does turn serious, and then Abby is torn because she doesn't want to ruin what she has with Damien, because obviously this started more about revenge to get back at her ex. This was such a lovely story, and Damien is amazing and we love him. And this is Grumpy Sunshine. Damien is more of a grump, and Abby is complete sunshine. She is like bubblegum and rainbows and sunshininess. And I feel like in the book it shows that her sunshininess was diminished with her ex-boyfriend, and Damien really shows that like he's here for that sunshininess, and he's like, I'm here for it. You be as sunshiny as possible. And I love that. I love that aspect of this book. The next one I have is The Inn on Sweetbriar Lane by Jeannie Chin. This is a contemporary romance. And this follows June, who always seems to have everything under control. Recently, though, things have become surmounting. Her mom has medical bills that pile up, and their family-owned and operated inn needs guests to kind of like survive, to remain afloat. However, her handsome new next-door neighbor is driving all the business away. because I believe he's like renovating. So Clay is actually a former soldier that just moved to Blue Cedar Falls, which is where this small town is, to carry out his best friend's dream of opening a bar in his hometown. However, it's more difficult than he realized to get this small town on board with his like idea of a bar in the town. And he asks June for help, and of course, love ensues from there. This is such a cute small town romance. It definitely has some depth to it as well, because obviously June is dealing with some things with her mom, but also Clay has some things from when he was a soldier that he's dealing with as well. So I really enjoyed this one. Definitely, Clay is a grumpy and June is very sunshiny. So that is definitely a dynamic that plays in this book. The next recommendation I have is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. This is a contemporary romance that's also set in like the workplace, and then obviously it has the grumpy sunshine trope as well. But this follows Bea, who is a scientist that is offered a dream project at NASA as a lead on like a neuroengineering project. But the catch is she has to co-lead with Levi, who is like her nemesis from grad school. However, when like equipment goes missing and the staff aren't listening to her, she finds an ally in Levi. So this was definitely a cute rom-com. It had a bit of action at the end. I really enjoyed the STEM representation also of this book. The science was really interesting in it as well. I enjoyed that aspect. So Levi is definitely grumpy, but he's grumpy for a reason, because he's like secretly a cinnamon roll, of course. And so he's grumpy because he obviously maybe has some unrequited feelings for Bea. So definitely check this one out. I thought it was really cute. The next one I have is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. This one is definitely a grumpy sunshine contemporary romance. It definitely has, like, if you've seen the show Schitt's Creek, it has those vibes as well, which I loved about this book. So this is a small town romance as well. And Piper ends up getting into like some trouble in the city. So her stepdad sends her to the small fishing town where her like biological dad was from. And her and Brendan get off on the wrong foot because he thinks she's just like a spoiled rich girl. But he soon realizes there is more to her. It was so fun to read. I liked that he's like this grumpy, almost like curmudgeonly or surly fisherman, and she's like this sunshiny girl in the city, or from the city, trying to like redo her dad's bar, and like the town just does not want that. And so I really enjoyed it. So those are all the book recommendations I have for the Grumpy Sunshine trope. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these or if you have any suggestions. I'd love to hear from you all. And then if you just want to let me know that you were here and you watched to the end, go ahead and leave me a sunshine emoji or a sun emoji. Like and subscribe if you'd like to. Bye.